Can you hear us now? See, that was my mic.
Picking it up for the recording, but apparently it's not passing it to Teams. Dean can open his mic, then the Teams participant should be able to hear.
All right, we're gonna figure this out. So we'll come back from recess at 6:35. Will the clerk call the roll?
Alderperson Soers. Here. Alderperson Frenzer. Here. Alderperson Close.
Here.
Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Irvine. Alderperson Heidemann. Alderperson Kelly. Alderperson Spencer. Alderperson Mitchell.
Excused.
Alderperson Carla. Here. There are 9 present.
Thank you. If folks could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, Elder Boris, is there a motion to approve the minutes from our previous council meetings?
First, excuse me, from the 6th regular council meeting held on July 15th, 2026. First special meeting held on June 2nd, 2026, and second special council meeting on June 29th, 2026.
Thank you. Second. City Attorney.
Jacob White to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Jamie McDonald to the Board of Zoning Appeals. JJ Montgomery as Harbor Master.
Thank you. Those will lay over. City Clerk, anyone for public forum?
We have 1 person tonight, Mike Burnett.
Mike, name, address, item you're speaking on, 5 minutes.
Mike Burnett, 611 North Water Street. I don't know, like I think 16 or something. It's the one you're voting on, the ordinance thing, it's the parklet thingy, where you're, if I understand correctly, it's basically, I mean, it's the paradigm area parklet, which is good in theory, in my opinion, bad in practice. It's good
Thank you, Mike. Anyone else, city clerk?
No one this evening.
Okay, just two quick announcements on my end. Coming up, we'll have the next Citizens Fire Academy hosted by the Sheboygan Fire Department. Participants will be given the opportunity to learn firsthand about the City of Sheboygan Fire Department operations. This will be a 7-week course held at Station 3, the headquarters on North 25th Street. Classes will be on every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., beginning September 15th and ending October 22nd. Applicants who might be interested, keep an eye on the city's social media accounts and the fire department's website for more information and sign up. Applicants can apply up until Monday, July 27th. You must be 18, or excuse me, you must be 16 or older to participate. Also, another announcement, another update on the comprehensive plan. There'll be another open house this Thursday at 6 to 8 p.m. This will be your 9th public information session. You can find the current proposed plan on the city's websites. All right, next we have the consent agenda items 8 through 15. Alder Boys.
I move to accept and file Article 6 and adopt the resolutions.
Second, it's seconded. Any of the items discussed on the consent agenda? Alder Heidemann?
Taylor and her staff, they made it extremely easy for me. But what I did find out by participating in this was how dedicated those contractors are to helping the city of Sheboygan make sure that when people want to get a license in the city of Sheboygan to do any type of work, they're gonna be okay to do it. And I got thoroughly impressed with those board members, and again, I appreciate the mayor allowing me to be on that committee, and I look forward to more. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Alder. Any other discussion for any of the items on the consent agenda? Seeing none. This will be a roll call vote.
Alderperson Rella,
She's asking what-
I could not hear.
We're voting on the consent agenda.
Yeah. Yes.
thank you. 9 ayes.
Those items are removed. Next, item 16, general ordinance number 3-2627 by Alders Close, creating Article 48-VI pedestrian homes. Alder Close.
I move to adopt. I move to adopt the ordinance.
Under discussion. Alder Heidemann.
Thank you, Mayor. As far as this
resolution goes,
in going from a parklet to a pedestrian mall, I've had a number of conversations with Nate, and I understand it has to do with the verbiage, and we want to make sure that's right for what we have there. But as I was thinking about it, were the other neighbors in that area notified that they're going to go from the parklet to a pedestrian mall? I mean, you think that it would be important enough for us to make sure that everybody in that area understands the change, because quite honestly, when you go from parklet to pedestrian mall, there's a pretty big difference in my estimation, and I'd want to know that, I would want to know about that if I was in that neighborhood. So was there any process of trying to contact those people to tell them what the change was going to be?
Thank you, Alder.
Public notice preceded the plan commission discussion and action on this topic. So members of the public would have been put on notice by that public notice requirement. And I do want to comment on one comment that you noted. You referred to this as quite a bit of difference between a parklet and a pedestrian mall. So let me back up and explain how we got here. The city has a parklet I would maybe compare this to City Green, which is not a park, but it is a rentable public space. So this is just a variation on that. I was also asked why this went through Plan Commission, and that was because the statutes require. I believe that answers all the questions that were brought to my attention today.
Any follow-up, Alder Hartman?
No, thank you very much for the same explanation I got earlier today. I appreciate it. Again, my concern was if you post a public notice and I lived in that area and I didn't see the notice and it wasn't hand delivered to me like we do with everything else we do in the city where all the neighbors are notified. I think the terminology, if I lived in that area, would say, hey, this is a change from what I'm having and how will it proceed. But yeah, thank you very much for the explanation.
Certainly, and we do provide public notice consistent with the law. There are certain very narrow examples of when we would provide door-to-door notice service, and that relates to permanent changes in real estate, rights of way, things like that. Because this is not one of those, we are not discontinuing or vacating a right of way here. Just the simple public notice was sufficient.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a few more queued up. We got Decker, Kelly, Menzer. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I was at the
I just want to thank the city attorney for her explanation on this. I also want to say I am a big fan of the parklet where it is now. I think it's a community asset. I think there's a lot of activity that goes on throughout the year around that. So I want to vote by my support and thank you for answering all this.
Alder Menzer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Two questions, kind of unrelated about this, but why hasn't the Department of Public Works been involved yet in developing rules for this pedestrian mall?
I don't want to speak for Travis. I will say that there have been a lot of things that city staff has been identifying and modifying or updating, and presumably rules for this facility has not been a high priority because it's working as it was intended to originally. It's kind of a pop-up space, and the most frequent commercial user of the space is immediately next door to it, and they maintain open communication with the Public Works Department. But we would be having more Public Works Committee discussions regarding rules and things like that, and we're going to be codifying them.
Okay, great. Any follow-up, Alder Menzer? Yeah, my second question, you mentioned that other groups could rent out pedestrian malls like this one, correct? Do the businesses that directly benefit, as you mentioned, right now, pay any sort of fee or invest
So
within this?
yeah, for the past 2 years, the Paradigm Coffee Shop, which is due north of this facility, has operated via a multi-occurrence special event permit where they pay a single fee for the season of programming that they offer. And then they apply separately for any temporary premise extensions related to their alcohol licensing. I'm not aware of any other organizations that have rented the facility. I recall it was used for Sheboygan cycling groups. They do? Okay. It's been fairly limited.
Okay, but they're, yeah, something that those businesses put in. Okay, thank you.
Director Peterson. You're moving your
The events that occur there actually work with Paradigm. So Paradigm is the event committee, and all the events that occur there are part of the events that they host, either within the facility or within the pedestrian.
Any other discussion on this item?
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none. Item 16, this was a roll call vote.
There we go.
Yay.
Berlin.
Yay.
Thank you. 9-9.
That's approved. Next meeting, July 20th, 6 PM. We've exhausted our agenda. Alder Boris. All those in favor of adjourning, state aye.
Aye.
We're done at 6:53.